All right, well, thanks for joining us today. Before we start the presentation, we'd like to share a healthy living highlight. And today, as you can see, we're highlighting healthy starts for families. So looking to add more good to your family's healthy routines, Healthy Starts is all about making small changes that help establish the importance of good nutrition, fitness, sleep, and hydration in your kids. Juice Plus designed this wellness initiative to inspire healthy living at home and empower families to make simple but meaningful lifestyle changes that will propel them forward on the journey to better health. Children ages 4 through 8, along with full-time college students, receive Juice Plus free for up to 4 years with a paying adult sponsor. In addition to a parent, sponsors could be a grandma, auntie, uncle, or even a caring neighbor. Occasionally, surveys help us learn how Juice Plus is helping our children. And as you can see here, some of the results of the family health study show that 60% of children were missing fewer days of school, 56% of them were taking fewer over-the-counter medications, 71% were drinking more water, 66% were visiting the doctor less, yay, 71% were consuming less fast food and soft drinks, and finally 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. Now, I know from personal experience that my children have experienced less illness, little desire to eat fast food, and they crave salads and fruits and vegetables. We found that Healthy Starts for Families is a simple and easy way to help our family bridge the gap between what we should eat and what we do eat. So please see the person who invited you to this chat for more information about Healthy Starts for Families. And now it's time for our feature presentation.
Okay, well, if you want to just go, this is a great segue, and having the family health study as our feature just guideline, our healthy tip, just leads so closely into what the few things that I'm going to share today. So our topic is happy families all year round. And if you want to go to the next slide, please. The obvious things are things that we are doing right now, actually, as part of the Shred 10 for people who are on the Shred. Just common sense things. Eat good, healthy food, whole foods. We're going to get lots of water. We're going to get some sleep. We're going to do some exercise. I think something that is really important is for all of us, not just our kids, but as families, it's so easy to be a couch potato and just crash on the couch or the floor or an easy chair or something like that. But limiting TV and electronic devices, I think, is a really good idea for families to try to do some things that are different. And one of the things you can do is get outside. It's just so important to get fresh air, get your body moving. And so those are just the obvious things that we can do to have healthy families all year round. Next, please. And so some things that I found that you can also consider. These are things that you can talk about as a family. These are things that we really didn't do as parents when our kids were younger, in terms of having kind of like a real sit down about this. But do a little bit of evaluating and just think about, either for yourself or your grandchildren, just whatever your family is comprised of. Is each person treated as an individual? Do kind of the kids all get lumped together? Or the parents kind of get lumped together? Think about each person. We actually have a fun personality test that is a really great activity for families to get to know about the different personalities within each of the family members. Something else you can think about is traditions. They really important, especially at holiday times, decorating the tree or having a weekend where you make Christmas cookies or things like that. Those are healthy memories that families will have together. Does your family actively participate in your extended family and community? Getting out there and having some sort of family activity. One of the things that my son and I do, because of our work schedules, we don't often get to do it together, but we're both blood donors. And so that's a community activity that I'm just proud of him that he has taken, that I've done it since I was in college. And so that is something that he has gone on, but that's a family connection that we have that helps support the community and is super important to be giving blood. Are your expectations of yourself and other family members realistic? If you've got somebody who, a family member who really has optimum time later in the morning or later in the day, and they're kind of more of a night owl, then don't think about how you might be able to work around someone's preferences and body clock rather than being forceful. Having expectations that are really challenging is going to lead to strife. And the idea is that we want to be happy together. How about, does the time you spend with your family members contribute to good relationships among you? Um, if you're fighting all the time, what good is that? So try to figure out ways that you are doing things together, maybe accomplishing things, make a game out of it. I remember when I was little and my mom worked full time, so she was gone. And on Saturday mornings, it was time to clean the house. And so what she did, and my brother and I still resisted it, but it was a good memory, is that we had a lot of Disney records. We had LPs, long playing records, full size albums, and we would sing along to Disney. So I know every score that Disney ever wrote. So, but when you're trying to get something done, try to figure out some way to make a game out of it or a puzzle or something so that people do enjoy it and have happy memories of it. So as a parent, whatever, if you're a single or a couple or whatever, are you taking care of yourself? That's self-care, because we have to take care of ourselves in order to be good for everybody else. And finally, on this slide, do you take moral and social responsibility for your own life? Are you making good choices? Do you have a good moral compass? And are you passing that on by modeling or by conversation? That's important for people to be able to, for kids, for families, to know what holds us together, what are our values, and why we do what we do. So some other things that you might also want to think about in the next slide, please. So think about these ideas. One of the things that Frank and I, my husband and I, are going to do this winter is we're going to learn yoga. That's something that, since we can't go to the gym, you understand that, Pamela. So, since we're still going to be limited in our exposure to people during this winter as we move into the new year, find something that you might find enjoyable to do together. So another thing that we're thinking about is borrowing the Wii. Wii is it's still going. It came out quite a while ago. I've never done it, but that's an electronic game, but at least you get to there are sports features to it. You can buy programs, I guess. I think that's the right way you do it. But that way, the whole family can get together. I know a family who goes over to the in-laws. So grandma and grandpa and grandkids and family, everybody gets together for Wii night on Friday. And so then they get some exercise, and they apparently it's just a hoot. So they have a good time doing that. Another friend suggested they have family game night every week so that they sit down, and I don't know what they play, but anyway, the importance is having family time. So then there's cooking. Well, cooking is a life skill. I'll also add that cleaning the refrigerator is a life skill too. But cooking is a life skill. So if you can teach kids to cook, that would be an amazing gift to give to them. And then be sure and eat it together, because a lot of families don't eat together. We do that fast food thing because it's easy. Another thing along those lines would be to really think about what activities your kids are in, and maybe consider limiting it to 1 or 2 per child, rather than having kids be in absolutely everything and parents be all over the place. Try to figure out what you really want to do, what's really important as a family, maybe just support your values and your expectations, your aspirations, but maybe to just make sure that you have just a few things to do so that you're not all over the place. Okay. I like from our family history, we read books as a family and then we talked about them, and we have some really good memories of that. So life's filled with possibilities. And oh my gosh, as much as the days go by quickly, and sometimes, especially when they're little, it's like, oh my gosh, I'll never get out of the diaper phase, or I'll never get out of, teaching them to read, or, whatever. But oh my gosh, for all of us, I think, who are on the call, Pamela, you're the youngest of us, but having that, the time goes so quickly. So just make the most of what you do together and just love on everybody. And I think that is the way to have the best healthy families all year round. The end.